Good day everyone, this is Nemesis, and today I have a little something special to keep you guys hooked for a few more days until I'm able to finish the long-awaited part 2. But more about that later on. Today it's about the Nemesis versus the Mossman. Mano a mano, and may the best necromancer win. This is the first time I have tried to solo anything, and I learned quite a bit from the experience. Initially I thought it would take me longer to be able to solo the Mossman with my necromancer in Fractal's difficulty scale 50, but as it turns out it's actually very easy. Took me just a few tries and I managed to kill him. The time on my first kill was just a little over 10 minutes. Now I'm not gonna lie, even though soloing the Mossman might not be that difficult, soloing the Mossman and getting a record time wasn't easy, especially since initially I also thought I would be able to do it while using my upcoming hybrid build, which by the way is now the squishiest out of all the necromancer builds. There are a few technical aspects that make a major difference between when fighting the Mossman in a solo scenario versus when you do it with a team, obviously, but it's not exactly what you think, and I will get to that in a few moments. First, I need to tell you guys why I did it, since it's relevant not just for the mechanics of the fight, but also for the upcoming discussion, as you will soon find out. So, it's no mystery that my previous video has generated a lot of controversy, and there were a lot of mixed feelings on Reddit, the official forums, as well as the comment section on YouTube. I did spend a great deal of time going through some of those comments. I don't think I got to all of them, since there were just so many, but a few individuals did stand out, not in a positive way I might add. It's not the first time I saw them commenting on my videos, trash talking my work, and it would appear that they have been doing this for quite a while. I didn't even know how bad it was until recently. Anyway, long story short, I have been challenged many times by some of these individuals to do a solo. And here's the crazy part. I remember one of them saying that I should beat any of their records to prove not only that I don't suck as a player, but also that the necromancer actually has damage. My argument was always that they need to provide proof of their claimed DPS, and theirs was, but can you solo this? Huh? Now, in my opinion, it's really stupid to judge the performance of a class in a team scenario based on its performance in a solo scenario. But the majority of people who disagree with me don't feel the same way. So, however, they were very sneaky. They imply that failing to beat Seshi's 4-minute 54-second record would somehow prove that the necromancer is lacking in damage, their berserker meta is superior over everything, and I'm a really crap player. Because apparently, if you solo stuff, you're automatically an expert at everything that is Guild Wars 2. Now, you notice that I wrote in the title, no exploits. The reason why they were so sure I was unable to do it is because when Seshi and all the others did it, as you can see for yourselves if you watch their videos, the Mossman didn't summon any wolves. Now why is that? I will tell you. They used an exploit to get the Mossman to summon the wolves on top of the house, which basically modifies the entire encounter. And not only that, but as I understand from Brazilian card, the exploit no longer works. So you see what they did there? Yeah. By the way, that 4-minute 52-second Mossman solo as a berserker warrior with the aid of the exploit really is a record time. In most clips, people take about 10 minutes to do it. I've seen one from Purple Miku, which also frequently trashes my work, where he takes 19 minutes and 38 seconds to do it while exploiting to fight without wolves. Now, the biggest problem in the Mossman fight while soloing is actually the wolves. They are more dangerous than the Mossman itself, and I'm not even joking. You won't have this problem when you're doing the encounter with a team, since it will obviously be a much shorter fight. There's also plenty of cleave and random AoE damage, so they will never get the chance to stack in numbers. But when you solo, if you do not manage your AoE damage properly, you might find yourself going up against 10 or 20 wolves at the same time. I will add a little funny segment at the end of the video, so you guys can better understand what I'm talking about. So the wolves are the reason why there is absolutely no way in hell I will ever be able to solo the Mossman with my hybrid build. I had to modify it a little bit to include more AoE damage and survivability versus multiple at the cost of single target DPS. That's just how it is. Another problem that I had was how frequent the Mossman disappeared. The Mossman does take damage from ground targeting spells and conditions that are already applied, even while he is in stealth. So because of the mechanic of this engagement, there will always be a discrepancies between various classes when soloing this particular scenario. As a necromancer, about 30-40% of your spells require a target, which you don't always have in this case. So that automatically means DPS loss, since you literally cannot have a perfect DPS rotation even if you play the class to perfection. This particular fight favors classes who have a higher percentage of their spells as ground targeted, like an engineer for example. Another issue that I had was clipping and weird camera angles. It's a long time issue in Guild Wars 2, and when you're always 1 second away from getting one-shotted, and sometimes there's a fucking branch blocking your view, you might have quite a few unpleasant experiences. Yet the biggest problem was actually something that was beyond my control. You guys remember how many times you were not standing in a red circle on the ground and yet you still got damaged? Well, it's the same with the axe. Sometimes it looks like it goes past you, but you actually get damaged. To make matters worse, the only elite that would be useful in this fight, the flesh golem, sometimes, most times, does more harm than good. So you either fight without an elite entirely, or risk getting one-shotted with no counter. And what I mean by that, when the Mossman does the one-shot move on you, 99% of the time there's an animation that you can see, so you can dodge. But when he does it on the golem, at least half the times he does it from stealth, so you don't see anything, and it's an AoE attack. So you just drop dead with no warning, no animation, no chance to counter. So these are the reasons why I was unable to do it in under 6 minutes. I still think I beat the world record though, I'm not sure. I did try, however, because I really hate admitting defeat, but the level of aggression you have to play at in order to maintain a DPS that would put you under 6 minutes, simply too much. Basically, you have to get lucky with the golem, and it just didn't happen. I wasted 2 days on it. I'm not going to waste more time, especially since I can only play 3 or 4 hours a day, since YouTube is no longer my full-time job. But I got so close so many times. I'm actually going to post my failed fights as well, where I almost got under 6 minutes, so you guys can see for yourself exactly what I'm talking about. My best fight, actually I didn't even fail, I just thought I played poorly and I can do better, so I left. So in conclusion, I didn't accept this challenge just to establish my supremacy over the elitists who keep trashing my work. There's also another very good reason. I bet that as soon as they see this video they will go like, I knew he couldn't do it in under 10 minutes, Nemesis is such a knob. Bitch, I did it in 6 minutes, without exploiting. Your turn. How did you say it? Soloing the Mossman with my necromancer would prove that I'm not a crap player, and necromancer has damage. Okay, now you solo the Mossman, without exploiting, with your berserker warrior or berserker guardian, or better yet, ice bow berserker elementalist, you know, the one with 20k DPS. you have to prove those classes have damage. By the way, guys, I'm just messing around. Don't actually believe that because they won't be able to do it, the necromancer hybrid is the best build out there or anything like that. There is no best build, only best at. I've been saying this for the last 3 years, and you guys will soon understand exactly what I'm talking about, since I have finally finished the calculations for part 2. When I first decided to do this, I knew it would take a long time, but Jesus Christ. It takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to add all the damage of a single fight. And I have received a lot of clips from a lot of people, which I have calculated the damage of, but I won't even use, because they were not the best. And I had better ones from other sources. So I'm actually looking for the best fights people can provide me, despite what some of you might think. Anyway, a lot of work, and I just hope it will be worth it. So I guess I will see you guys in a few days. Prepare yourselves. And until next time, enjoy your gaming. Have a great day.